you have access to Google Slides in a computer, I recommend that you do it this way. But if you don't, that's okay because there are some other options. You can print out the slides and then complete it using markers, color pencils, or any colors that you have. Or you can also draw out the triangles on a separate piece of paper and then just take a picture of that work and submit it. So whatever option works best for you. But if you do have Google Slides on your computer, I recommend that you do it this way. Okay, so on this first slide for number 1, we have 2 triangles, and then we're given 3 pieces of information about those triangles right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the tools in Google Slides to mark up these triangles with this information. The first piece of information is that side BA is congruent to side YX. So let's choose one color for those sides. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to go over here to this button where it says text color. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to choose the color of my choice. Let's go ahead with blue, but you can choose any color that you want, but I'm just going blue. And so then I'm going to mark those 2 sides, BA and YX, that are congruent with the same color, blue. BA is right here, B to A. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw another line on top of BA. So I go here to this button, and I want a line, so I'll select a line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag between these 2 points from B to A. So I'm clicking at B, I'm dragging to A, and then release. And now you can see I just created a line from B to A. If you messed up your line a little bit, that's okay, because what you can do is click one of the endpoints, click and drag it, and you can adjust that line however you need. So B to A, okay? And I'm going to make it a little bit thicker because right now it's a little thin. So I click here where it says line weight, this button at the top. I'm going to change that to 4 pixels. It doesn't have to be 4 pixels exactly. I just think that 4 pixels is a good width for this activity. Okay, now you can see it's a little bit thicker. And I'm going to change the color. Remember, we said we're going to have those two sides be blue. So with this line still selected, I'm going to go over to this button here where it says line color. Click on that, select the blue that I want, and now you can see I have my blue side for BA. This side is congruent to YX in the second triangle, so I need to do the same thing for YX. I can repeat all of the same steps to make a blue line there, but an easier way is I can actually copy and paste this line because it's going to be congruent anyways. To do that, once I've selected this line, I'm going to press Control and C, or Command+C if you're on a Mac. So I'm doing that. And then to paste, you press Control+V or Command+V, and then a congruent blue line should show up within your slide. I can now click this new blue line and drag it over to YX. And now I've marked those 2 congruent sides. If you need to copy paste those, I told you the keyboard shortcuts, you can also click on edit and then copy. That's another way to do it. And then edit and then paste. You can also do the little hash marks on these 2 sides. To do that, I'm going to go back up here, click this little drop down arrow, and then I can select the scribble option. I'll select scribble. I'm going to try that again, scribble. And I'm going to click and drag to make the hash mark. Change the weight to 4 pixels. change the color to the blue that I want. Okay. Do the same thing on the triangle on the right. Scribble. Oops, not like that. Try again. Scribble. Draw the hash mark. 4 pixels. Change it to blue. Okay, now I'm done marking those two sides. The next piece of information I have is right here. Angle A is congruent to angle X. I can choose another color for this. I'm going to choose red. So I click on text color, red. You can choose whatever color you want, but it should be different from your first color. Let's just go with red for now. And now I need to mark those two angles, angle A and angle X. So angle A is up here, angle X is over here. I'm going to use the scribble tool. So come over here, select scribble. And what I'm going to do is to mark the angle, I'm going to make a little bit of an arc right here at angle A. So I'm going to click and then drag to make the arc. Click, drag, release. Now I have the arc. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it's close. Line weight, let's change it to 4 pixels so it's a little bit thicker. Change the color, we said we're going to use red. And there we go. I can copy and paste this, Control+C or Command+C, and paste. And now I'm going to click and drag. As you're doing this activity, Control+Z or Command+Z is going to be really helpful for you to undo something. Like let's say I messed that up. Oh, don't do that. Undo. And so now I can bring this over, right over there, or you can redraw it. Okay, those angles are done. Last thing, third piece of information is the two sides. Let's choose a third color for this. Text color, let's go with green. Okay, so side CA, same process, make a line. Click and drag between C and A. Release. Change the line weight to 4 pixels. Change the line color to the green that I want. That's done. I can do the same thing on the triangle on the right, or I can copy paste. So I'm gonna do Control+C or Command+C, and then Control+V to paste or Command+V to paste. Click and drag this congruent side over there. All right, and I can draw in the hash marks too. Let's go to scribble, hash mark, make it green. Second hash mark, make it green. Same thing on the triangle on the right. Oops. So the hash marks, I'm going to say, are optional because they can be a little bit annoying to do. So you don't have to do the hash marks, just make sure that your lines are the correct colors. Yeah, as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble doing that last hash mark. So again, hash marks are optional. Don't worry about it too much. There we go. Okay, so now I've marked the two triangles based off of the given information on the right. Last thing, how are these two triangles related? Explain how you know. Well, they look congruent, but we need to be able to provide the criteria for how we can know for sure that they're congruent. In this case, you notice that they have two sides that are congruent, and then they also have this angle that's included between the two sides. So we have two sides and an included angle, or side, angle, side. So I can now conclude that triangle, I'm going to type this in here, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Remember, the order of the letters is important because they share two sides and an included angle. Congruent. Let's just say they have. That's better because they have two sides and an included angle congruent, or side angle side, just like that. And then I'm all done with this slide. And so you're going to do the same thing for number 2. Mark the congruences, use color, and then this part down here. And remember, if you don't have access to Google Slides on a computer, you can do this on paper. You can print it out and use markers or color pencils, or you can draw it out on a separate paper too, if you don't have access to a printer, and then just submit a picture of what you have. And with that, I will say goodbye and good luck.